Hi, today we are going to move straight to forecasting. So, in Excel or Microsoft Excel, we have what is called forecasting. In the course of data analysis, we talked about basically like four different kinds of data analysis or different kinds of analysis. We have the predictive analysis, we have the prescriptive analysis, then we also have the descriptive analysis and diagnostic analysis. So in areas of forecasting is simply you want to know what will happen in the future based on historic data or based on historic data sets. You already understood what has happened in the past, you understand what is happening, and then you want to use the information now to get an insight or a kind of probability of what it will result to in the future. So that's what forecasting is all about. This is part of predictive analysis or predictive data analysis. So we're going to look at that aspect in using Microsoft Excel. Now, the area we are going to specialize in is what is called what if analysis. Now, in your Excel, you have the data tab here. Look at the data tab. The data tab is here. So when you go to the data tab, you see something like this. Under forecast, if you are using the latest version of Excel, let's assume the 2018 version up to the current version. So this year is 2025. So if you have at least from 2018 up to the current year, that's fine. So but if you have an old Excel like 2013, please just look for a way to upgrade your version and make sure you have the updated the recent version, or at least 2018 minimum. Okay, so let's proceed now. So in this forecast, you see what is called what if analysis. So as the name implies, you are trying out various, like what it says, they're trying out various values for the formulas in your sheet using scenario manager, goal seek, and the data table. I'm going to explain three of them, but if you get here, when we say what if analysis, we're talking about what if in a certain scenario you are given several conditions. So you want to assume a particular condition, that if this condition is assumed, how does it affect my profit, or how does it affect my sales? So you are saying what if something like this happen, what if this is the result, what if this scenario comes up, how am I going to address it, or how does it affect my result or output or outcome? Okay, so that's what we are looking at in the what if analysis. So in what if analysis, we have three sub topic or sub analysis there of sub predictions. So if you go to the drop down, you will see scenario manager, you see goal seek, and you see data table. So these are the various aspects or the various part of what if analysis. But today I'm going to just take you on scenario manager. The next video I'm going to do goal seek, the other one I will do data table. I want to take them specifically so that we'll have a focus per video. Now, coming to this place now, so I just have a data set here. It's not difficult. You can just pause the video and go through it gradually like that. So now let's assume that you have a product. I didn't specify the name of the product here, but you have a product here. Now the cost of that product, let me say maybe phones or the iPhones or whatever. So you have the cost of a product. The product, this is the cost per product for one single product is $30 in this case. So meanwhile, you say I'm taking scenario manager. So in this case now we're going to look at what scenario manager is. So I'll explain. That means you are trying to assume several scenarios. I want to plot them in the table. You want several scenarios to be analyzed on table. That okay, if this scenario one happen, how does it affect my result? You write the result to show you the result. Okay, if scenario 2, this is the result. Scenario 3, so several scenarios. You are going to be doing them one by one. You can do like 4, you can do like 3. It depends. You can do up to 10. So let's proceed to this place. Now you have cost per product, which is $30. Then and the guy purchased about 5 items or 5 products. So if you multiply it, if you check here now, please look at the formula bar here, so that you'll be able to follow. So this is a standalone value of standalone currency here. So now what is the total cost the guy incurred in the process of buying 5 items? It will be what? 30 times 5. So if you touch this place now, what I'm simply saying is that this F6, this F7. So in the formula bar, it will be F6 times F7. the star means times, so you get 150. So please don't write 150 like that. Let it be a generated value that is generated from the multiplication of these two values. So you can see that I got it here now. Now the guy went to the market, he purchased stuff like this. Now getting back to the sales, or where the guy is going to start selling it, or to his station or his place of sales, in the cost of going there, he has to spend some expenses or incur some expenses, which is transportation cost, that's number one, which is $15, and also electricity cost, which is $20. Okay, so he's going to add it to this place so that he could get the grand total cost, all the costs, so that you want to sell it, he knows what to sell, so that he won't be at a loss. So I have this one now, transportation cost. I have this one. Transportation cost is just like 10% of, let's just assume that it's 10% of the total cost. Let's assume that 10% of total cost. Okay, it's just an assumption. Then this one is just on its own, $20, whatever. Now the grand total will be what? Grand total will be this total here that he purchased plus what he's going to spend, the two expenses, and he's going to add them to the grand total cost. Let's assume that is the grand total cost. So I think there's a mistake here. Let me correct. Okay, it's supposed to be F8 plus F9. Okay, please, I'm going to remove I think this electricity, it just an error. Okay, yeah, so let me come to this place again. What am I getting? Okay, let me get to this place. Okay, F9 plus F8. Yeah, okay, let's just remove the electricity because I was trying to just maneuver some things. That's why I mistakenly impute some things there. So let's assume that it's only transportation cost that was incurred, no electricity cost. Now it's going to be what now? This grand total, how much is spent totally from the purchase and the transportation, is going to be this plus this, right? It's going to be this plus this. Okay, so you get F8 plus F9. Okay, give you the F10 value there, which is 165. Yeah, 165 is correct. Now moving away beyond those grand total cost, now the guy decided to sell per cost of a product. He's going to sell the per cost. A product, the per cost for a product is $30. $30 I purchased it, but he's selling it as $40 right now because he has to take certain things to cognizance, the transportation, the expenses like that. So he's selling it $40. This $40. Okay. Now then, they're about how many quantity? 5 quantity is going to sell. So total quantity, total sales price now, which is 40 times that 5. You understand? So it gets 200. So you can see it here now. So if I touch this is a standalone value. Then this one is a generated value from F11 times F7. This F7 here. So it's going to say 40 times 5. So to get the total cost, total sales, it's going to make when he finished selling the entire items. Okay, so which is $200. Now moving away from $200, now you want to get the profit this guy is going to make, which is what? It's going to say the total cost. You're going to take into cognizance this one, and this one. You understand? Everything in the cure is this. Everything is sold is this. So what is the profit now? The profit will be what? The profit will be F12 minus F9. You get it now? So the profit will be F12, sorry, not F9, F10. Yeah, this one minus this one. So it's going to get what? 35 as our profit. Okay, so I hope you understand how just basic Excel you used to figure out those stuff now. But we are moving beyond that to letting us know how to use the scenario manager. So what you do first is to come to scenario manager. You go to scenario manager now. You click. It's going to bring you're going to create scenario. You understand? So let's add a scenario now. Let's call it scenario 1. Scene 1. Let me just call it scene 1. Okay. So scene 1 is I want to change what says I want to change. I want to say, okay, this is my sales price. I want to change this. I want to just, because the sales price will determine my profit now. So So I want to say, okay, if I'm changing the sales price, how does it affect the profits? That's what I want to look at now. Instead of changing it here and see how it operates, I can create a table, special table for that. So I'm going to create 3 scenarios, but this is the first scenario now. Changes cell. The changes cell is going to be, let me create this one. The changes cell, let me click this one. Oh, sorry, it's not this one. The changes cell is this, so you just touch this one. So this is the changes cell. Okay, this is the changes cell. Okay, then I'll click okay. I want to make it, oh sorry, I'm getting an error. Okay, yeah, sorry, this is the changing cell. The changing cell is this, and I make it, let's assume that it's 200. Yes, we agree, 200. So I'll click, I can click OK, or I can click add. Okay, it's added. Let's go to scenario 2. Let's call it scene 2, because the first one is scene 1. So the changing cell is F12, you understand? So let's click OK, and then, oh sorry, it said at least one of the changes cell you specify contain a data type of a formula will be replaced by constant value. Okay, no problem. So let's change this one to 300 or 250. Let's assume that we have 250, so let's add that one. We're going to just create scene 3 of those 3 scenario 3. So I click OK, and I had this. Okay, I had it. Oh sorry, I'm making some mistakes. So, okay, so let me go back. Let me just go back. Let me just call it scene. Let me save scene 4. So I did scene up to several times now. So I click scene 4 now. So I click this one. So I change it to, let's say, 300, and let me just click OK now. So click OK. You can see several scenes: scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, scene 4. So then I can now review the summary now and see what it gives me. I can say show. Let me say summary now. So summary. So in the course of generating the summary, you want the result. You want to know if my sales price assumes several scenarios now. I want to know how it affects the results. What is the result? I want to use the profit as result, so I can just touch here and see that is my result. So I'll click OK right now. So you can see now several results get the output in this place. So let's analyze the result currently. First of all, let me just I have this one here now. This is what we have. The basic or the base of our sales in the initial base is 200. When we sell it, it's 200. We make a profit of $35. Okay, so which is here 200. No, I did it twice mistakenly. So this 205. Okay, now when you move further and you have something like this. So you change this one now. You change it to 250. Get 250, you get 85. 250, you get 85. So this is $85. Then you have 200, you have 35 here. You have 300, you have 135 here. In that now, so that is what we have gotten. So this is different scenario now. We assume scenario. 200 was repeated. Sorry. So 250 was here, it got 85. 300 was here, it got 105. So when you assume 300 as your profit, as your sales, then you're going to have profit of 125. So this is a different scenario. That is scenario manager. So you can see that we are doing it gradually. So I'm going to also show you others in this place. Go seek data table like that, and then I believe you've been able to get an understanding of this scenario manager. So that is what this video is meant for, just to explain the scenario manager and show you the practical tips on how to use it. So we're going to conclude the video here. And next video, I'm going to take goal seek and data table. So thank you very much, and do have a nice day.